when I went to pick up my drunk sister. I overheard her ask her best friend, by Ningbing, "Why haven't you brought out that young boyfriend you keep hidden?" My heart clenched. We had been secretly dating for 2 years, and I had not told my sister yet. The next second, by Ningbing's wine-laced voice drifted over. "Is that really necessary? We're just having fun. It isn't serious." My whole body went cold. I raised my hand and knocked. Everyone looked at me. "Why are you here?" My sister, Fang, set down her glass, then patted the seat beside her. "The driver took the day off. Mom and Dad asked me to pick you up." Fang nodded, then told everyone in the private room, "Move back, all of you. Don't let the smoke choke my little brother." Her friends teased, "Wow, you really spoil your brother. What will you do when he gets a girlfriend?" Fang laughed and cursed, roughly ruffling my hair. "Don't get any ideas. Our Yuan is innocent and well-behaved. Nothing like you filthy lot." Everyone burst out laughing. An unfamiliar woman said, "Listen to you. Is there really no one here good enough for you?" Fang looked around, her gaze finally settling on the silent by Ningbing. She joked, "If I had to choose, Bing would do. Then I could call her my brother-in-law. But after what she just said, she better not mess with my little brother." Her tone was light. She was only joking. But by Ningbing's expression darkened. She looked up at me, then quickly looked away. "Stop talking nonsense. I think of Yuan as my own little brother too." "What a fine little brother." Dazed, I stared at her tense, troubled profile. My eyes stung. "Yuan. In my days." Fang's voice pulled me back. "Why are you staring at Sister Ningbing like that?" I quickly looked away, biting down hard on my trembling lip. Everyone teased, "Don't let Sister Ningbing's beauty fool you. But she isn't a good woman." "That's right, kid. Bing lost a game just now. When we asked what she liked about her boyfriend, she said he was young and easy to control, with a mild temper who caused no trouble." "What kind of reason is that?" "How? We thought she really liked him before. But guess what? She said it was because the guy liked her. His feelings for her were so self-effacing that she softened for him, and she absolutely refuses to bring him out for us to meet. There are 2 reasons a woman hides her man. Either she's possessive and afraid we might steal him, or she thinks they will break up anyway, so there is no need to introduce him. She just admitted it." "Stop it." By Ningbing cut them off sharply. She slammed her glass onto the table with a loud thud. Everyone immediately fell silent. The room suddenly turned awkward. Fang was closest to her, so she frowned and asked, "What's wrong with you? We only told you Huaijin is coming back. Why are you so angry?" My heart skipped a beat. Shang Huaijin. He was coming back. By Ningbing rubbed her brow irritably, as if remembering I was there. She glanced at me and turned away. "Why bring him up?" Fang smiled knowingly. "Stop pretending. If you don't like that hidden boyfriend of yours, it's because your heart still belongs to Huaijin, isn't it?" Everyone knew she had a secret boyfriend, but no one knew it was me. When she was out with friends, she would answer her boyfriend's calls, patiently telling him her schedule. No matter how busy she was, she still had flowers delivered to him and bought him gifts every week. Even Fang once complained to me, "It looks like Ningbing has really fallen for some girl." I kept a straight face, but inside, I was sweet as honey. Over our 2 years together, she was thoughtful and romantic. I could find no fault with her. The only flaw was that she wanted to keep our relationship hidden. She said if Fang learned that her best friend was dating her little brother, that brother-obsessed sister would go completely insane. I believed her completely, until I heard her words with my own ears just now. "Just having fun. No need to bring me out." I completely fell apart. My eyes burned and ached. I quickly made an excuse to go to the restroom and left. The moment I shut the door, tears silently streamed down my face. Luckily, the bar was loud enough that no one could hear my muffled sobs. My phone chimed. It was a message from Bai Ningbing. "I'm waiting outside." Only 10 minutes had passed since I arrived here, so full of happiness. Yet I already felt dragged into an icy sea, my body freezing as my hands began to shake uncontrollably. In so little time, I could not process any of this. How could I accept that the person I thought loved me back had never been serious about me? So, being with me had only been pity. Her heart had always belonged to someone else. Countless needles seemed to pierce my heart. It took me a long time to recover. Finally, I grabbed a tissue and wiped my face. Bai Ningbing was leaning nearby, waiting for me. The moment I saw her, I nearly lost control of my tears again. We had not seen each other in a month, She had been abroad on business and only returned today. We had agreed to meet tomorrow, but I could not bear waiting to see her, which was why I came here. She slowly walked toward me, staring at my red-rimmed eyes. After a long while, she finally said, "I'm sorry. I've always thought the words, 'I'm sorry,' were strange. When someone makes a small mistake, they are what you most want to hear. One soft apology can smooth over a conflict, but when a relationship crosses an unforgivable line, they become the most hollow, powerless words. No explanation is even needed. They pronounce the relationship dead without a single explanation. About what you said earlier, don't you have anything to explain?" Her eyes shifted away. She did not answer me directly. "Why are you so sensitive? It was just something said casually among friends. Why take it so seriously?" I thought I had been a decent boyfriend. Was I too sensitive? Maybe sensitive people always have to bear twice the pain. Tears slipped down my face again, betraying me. She reached out to wipe them away, but I turned aside. After drawing a deep breath, I continued. "If you love Shang Huaijin, why did you have to drag me into this?" At that name, her face abruptly darkened. She snapped coldly. "Didn't you already know I loved him? What are you putting on an act for now?" The heat was on indoors. My breathing became ragged, and I could barely catch my breath. My chest hurt as if someone were squeezing it tight. The warm air left my head spinning. This was the first time I had spoken his name. Ningbing immediately shed her usual warmth and gentleness. She felt so unfamiliar that I could barely breathe. Just as I thought, Shang Huaijin was her one forbidden subject. I thought I should have cursed her out, but my throat tightened, and no sound would come out. Her phone rang at the worst possible moment. An unlisted overseas number appeared on the screen, but my gut told me it was Shang Huaijin. Her eyes immediately lit up. She hurried past me and answered it. Amid the blaring music, I heard her gentle call fading into the distance. "Huaijin." See, my instincts really were right. They just never warned me that Ningbing did not love me. When I stumbled back to the private room in a daze, Fang King and the others were talking about Ningbing. Normally, no amount of teasing could embarrass her. Why did she lose her temper so badly today? Could it really be because of Huaijin? Fang King took a sip of wine and drawled. What else would it be? For years, whenever she got drunk, she called Huaijin's name. When he had just gone abroad, she secretly flew overseas to see him. No one knows what happened afterward, but when she came back, she was completely devastated. No matter how I asked, she would not tell me. Later, I heard she had started dating someone. I watched her gradually fall for that boyfriend of hers. I thought she had finally moved on from her heartbreak. Did you see her distracted expression when she heard Huaijin was coming back? I called her several times before she heard me. I had never seen Ningbing drunk. I had never heard her call anyone else's name, and I never knew she had gone abroad to look for him. They kept talking. They talked about the love letter she never gave him at his coming-of-age party. They talked about how she bought every album he released after his debut. There was so much I never knew. Numbly, I listened as they praised how quietly she had loved him. They praised the love she had for him as something to admire. I did my best to keep my expression steady, but my nails dug deeply into my palms. Ms. Kiao, known for being wild and having the worst reputation, scoffed. Still, her boyfriend is pretty pitiful. He had wasted 2 years on her. I pretended to rub my eyes, wiping away the tears spilling from their corners. After Fang King and the others finished lamenting, she turned to look at me. Her usual careless manner vanished. That is why, Fang Yuan, do not trust women like them too easily. Ningbing is such a wonderful person. Even my sister almost believed her. She coaxed me into the beautiful illusion she had woven, and in the end, all she gave me was a casual apology. I nodded and spoke in a voice barely above a whisper. Yeah, I will not believe her again. Ningbing never came back. Worried something had happened to her, Fang King called her. After hanging up, she began cursing under her breath. That woman. She got a call from Shang Huaijin saying he was coming back. She eagerly hurried off to prepare a welcome party for him. Is she insane, doing this in the middle of the night? Everyone burst out laughing. I was the only one who could not. Perhaps because I was there, everyone felt awkward speaking freely. The gathering soon ended. Fang King had drunk a little too much. It took quite an effort to get her into the passenger seat of my convertible. She was especially talkative that night, too. She slurred as she began talking about my childhood. You were only this tiny when you were little. How did you get so grown up now? You can even drive over to pick up your sister. I had only recently gotten my license and was still inexperienced. I gripped the steering wheel with both hands and focused on driving. When I did not respond, she kept mumbling. Why are you not talking? You have always been such a quiet little thing. You and Huaijin are the same age and grew up in the same environment, yet your personalities could not be more different. At that name, my fingers instinctively tightened. Yuan, you are my little brother. You can be willful too. You can act spoiled. You can do whatever you want. From the corner of my eye, I saw Fang finish speaking. She tilted her head and seemed to drift off. But my memories drifted uncontrollably back to childhood. I had always been this way. I was never willful, and I never acted spoiled. Everyone said Fang was obsessed with her little brother and kept a close eye on me. But back then, our relationship was nothing like it was now. I could not blame her. I was not exactly lovable. With a sweet, smiling little brother like Shang Huaijin beside me, I was made to seem dull and forgettable. Everyone always favored him more. Fang did. Bai Ningbing did too. They took Shang Huaijin to play video games, to catch fireflies, and to climb trees for fruit. But they never asked whether I wanted to join them. Even the way they addressed us was different. He was affectionately called Huaijin. I was always simply Fang Yuan. Shang Huaijin would act spoiled and ask the older girls to play house with him. He was the prince. The older girls were princesses, knights, and guards. Then, what was I? He said, Yuan, there is only one prince. You can be the prince's attendant. I was always the unnoticed extra. But Bai Ningbing noticed me. When Shang Huaijin was 10, he was obsessed with the plots of idle dramas. He got the older girls to write wishes in bottles and bury them to dig up years later. They bought paper for Shang Huaijin, handed him pens, and dug the hole. I stood behind them, head lowered, saying nothing. Actually, I wanted to make a wish bottle too. But no one asked me. They were all pinching Shang Huaijin's cheeks, teasing him for being childish. Yet their shovels never stopped covering the hole with dirt. Even Fang naturally assumed I stood so far away, because I was not interested. But I was only afraid that if I got too close, no one would notice me anyway. That would have hurt even more. But Bai Ningbing noticed. She was crouching on the ground. When she looked up, she saw my reddened eyes. Realizing my embarrassment, she suddenly called to me. Fang Yuan, do you want to write one too? Boys like digging in the dirt, right? I can dig a hole for you too. Shang Huaijin had a natural gift for making people love him. He carefreely enjoyed everyone's affection. But I was different. The tentative look in Bai Ningbing's eyes when she extended that olive branch to me, I thought I would remember it forever. Throughout those long years of youth, the occasional kindness and concern gradually built into a love that a young boy could never put into words. She was right. I knew she had once liked Shang Huaijin. Her favorite cello solo was a piece from Shang Huaijin's recital when he was 18. The signature dish she had practiced for ages was Shang Huaijin's favorite. In those old, distant memories, her eyes always followed Shang Huaijin, and I silently watched from behind them. But she was too wonderful. Whether it was the girl who showed me kindness as a child, or the radiant woman she later became, she was too wonderful for me not to love. After Shang Huaijin went abroad, she was in a terrible mood. To comfort her, Fang often brought her to our house for meals and video games. I used bringing fruit, fetching things, or asking math questions as excuses to keep slipping into Fang room and bothering them. That gave me more and more chances to be around her. I gradually became greedy. I prayed that perhaps one day, she would come to love me too. I do not know whether my prayers moved heaven, but her gaze toward me gradually softened, until 2 years ago, when she blushed and softly asked me, Yuan, should we give this a try? Suddenly, her tender expression in my memory overlapped with the cold face I had just seen. Did you not already know I liked him? Why are you pretending otherwise now? My vision blurred. I fiercely wiped my eyes with the back of my hand, but by the time I could see clearly again, it was too late. I slammed into the back of the car ahead. Lately, Fang had been ordering me around. Peel me some grapes, and bring me a cup of Da Hong Pao tea. I obediently did as told, consumed by guilt. I only suffered a few scrapes in the accident, but she fractured her forearm and grimaced in pain. She gave me a resentful look. You menace on the road. You learned to drive from Bai Ningbing. Bai Ningbing had been in a car accident too. It happened not long after Shang Huaijin went abroad. Distraught, she drove into a tree by the road. She spent 2 months recovering in the hospital, remembering what Fang had said yesterday. I casually asked, why was she in that car accident back then? Fang waved her hand, though it was her stiff, cast-covered arm that she raised. It looked rather ridiculous. Do not even mention it. It was all because of Huaijin. She secretly went abroad to see him, then came back looking like she had lost her soul. Just look at how pathetically lovesick she is. She has not even shown her face lately. Who knows what she has been busy with. She knew I was in an accident, yet she did not even come check on me. So Bai Ningbing knew, yet she did not even send a message to ask how I was. After that night, my chat history with Bai Ningbing stopped at her message. I am waiting outside. It seemed I was not even worth a word of concern from her. Seeing me hang my head in silence, Fang idly looked at the hydrangeas on the coffee table. Huh. Do you not treasure these flowers most? Why have you not arranged them in a vase? Although Bai Ningbing had not contacted me, the weekly flowers still arrived at my home on schedule. I stood and threw every last one into the trash. They were blooming so beautifully. Why throw them away? Actually, none of these were flowers I liked, but Bai Ningbing had sent them, so I was willing to trim and water them, tending to them with care. But no matter how carefully you tend flowers cut from their roots, they will always wither soon enough. I smiled and told her, if they are destined to wither, loving them will not make them stay. Throwing them out sooner or later makes no difference. Fang really did know me best. She could tell I had been in a bad mood lately, so she said she would take me out for some fun. Only when we arrived did I learn it was Shang Huaijin's welcome home party. We had grown up together. He was sunny, handsome, and straightforward. He had always been everyone's favorite. Even Fang insisted on coming with her arm in a cast. The Shang family truly was one of the elite. They threw an extraordinarily lavish party. Fresh lily of the valley, flown in from abroad, filled the room. It must have cost a fortune. The moment Fang arrived, her friends dragged her away to join them. I sat alone in a corner, my eyes uncontrollably searching for Bai Ningbing. A figure in a white suit entered my view. It was Shang Huaijin. After 3 years apart, he had grown even more handsome. The boyish innocence of the past had faded, and he now stood tall and poised, with all the poise of a wealthy young gentleman. Xiao Yuan. Long time no see. My feelings were complicated. I did not actually dislike Shang Huaijin. Among the prominent families around us, we were the only two boys our age. We were also the youngest, and he had always treated me fairly well. But he was simply too lovable. Every adult praised him for being smart and handsome. The older girls all preferred taking him along. Beside him, I looked like a drab little ugly duckling. And on top of that, Bai Ningbing liked him. I could not put my feelings into words, but they certainly were not pleasant. The thorn in my heart seemed to ache again. After exchanging pleasantries for a while, perhaps because we had not seen each other in so long, or perhaps because I did not know how to make conversation, an awkward silence fell between us. I looked around for something to talk about. The lily of the valley was beautiful. He casually plucked a sprig, then said, Ningbing got these from Finland. I do not know how she found out I like lily of the valley. They are rare in China. I never thought she could find so many. This was my favorite flower too. Their blooming season was short, their stems thin and soft, and they were delicate and fragile. More than half can be damaged in transit. Yet Bai Ningbing had managed to get so many. She must have put a great deal of thought into it. She had never sent me lily of the valley, but that was my fault too. I had never voluntarily told her what I liked. I suddenly remembered the time I went to her office to see her. Her assistant had smiled and asked what flowers I liked. Lost in the illusion of happiness then, I could not hear the meaning behind her question. I said I liked anything Bai Ningbing sent me. Thinking back, the assistant must have chosen the flowers. Most of them were blue, because that assistant loved wearing blue suits. They had not stopped arriving even now. Perhaps Bai Ningbing had forgotten to tell her assistant to stop. Only then did I finally understand. She had not been willing to spare even that much thought from me. Whenever I messaged her to say the flowers were beautiful and I loved them, she would always say, whatever you like, I will gladly place it in your hands. She probably did not even know what color the flowers were. People can lie, but details do not. Love lives in the details. So does the lack of it. Someone entered through the door. Bai Ningbing arrived late, wearing a slightly wrinkled evening gown. She had always been obsessed with cleanliness. Somehow, there was even mud on the soles of her shoes. It was completely unlike her. After scanning the room, her gaze fixed firmly on Shang Huaijin. She did not see me at all. Not until she came within 5 meters of us. Did she finally notice me, her steps faltering. Ningbing, you are here? Bai Ningbing was a young talent even the exacting old master Shang had praised as having a brilliant future. Seasoned in the business world, she controlled her emotions well. She immediately put away her awkward expression, then came over smiling to greet us. Only then did I notice the gift box in her hand. She avoided my gaze and handed the gift box to Shang Huaijin. It took me a long time to find this, so I was late. Shang Huaijin had spent several years abroad. He immediately opened the gift and cried out in surprise. It is the wish bottle we buried as kids. I was so childish back then. Bai Ningbing's gaze lingered on his face, filled with affection. He had always been a prince, adored by everyone. Bai Ningbing was no exception. She had not only gone to great lengths to prepare the flowers, but had even found the wish bottle buried underground over a decade ago, and dug it up herself. Yet she had forgotten that today was our second anniversary. Strictly speaking, we had not broken up yet. Shang Huaijin tactfully kept an appropriate distance between friends, and smiled happily. Ningbing, of all the gifts you have given me, this is my favorite. When Bai Ningbing heard that, she gave me a wary glance. That look pierced me, freezing the blood in my veins. Though I already knew the answer, I feigned ignorance and asked, "Does Ningbing give you gifts often?" "Yes, though we did not see each other during my 3 years abroad. I received a gift from her almost every month. The month before last, it was a cello. Last month, a necklace. So I was not the only one receiving gifts. But Shang Huaijin's gifts were chosen according to his interest and taste. As for mine, last month, it was earrings, but I did not have pierced ears. The month before that, it was a piano, but I had no talent for music. Perhaps they were just thoughtless gifts, picked up as an afterthought. Yet I was foolish enough to get my ears pierced and take piano lessons. Looking at everything before me, I did not know where I found the courage to speak with a trace of mockery. Ningbing treats her little brother so well. Does your girlfriend know? Bai Ningbing could barely keep her expression in place. But Shang Huaijin was distracted by a tall figure in the distance. Mayan is back. I will go over first. After he left, Bai Ningbing pulled me into the deserted back garden. The moment Shang Huaijin left, Bai Ningbing dragged me into the back garden. The winter wind lashed against me. I wore only a thin sweater, and my fingers stiffened with cold. In the past, she would have taken off her coat at once and draped it over my shoulders, then softly asked if I was cold. But this time, she only frowned. She did not care whether I was cold. She cared about the cutting words I had thrown in her face. Yuan, what do you think you're doing? I looked at her and suddenly asked, do you remember what day it is? Bai Ningbing froze for a moment. That reaction told me she did not remember. It is our second anniversary. My voice trembled in the wind. You once promised me that on our second anniversary, we would make our relationship public. Bai Ningbing lowered her head. After a long silence, she finally forced out, I have been busy preparing Huaijin's welcome home party. I almost laughed. So, she was not too busy. She was just busy with someone other than me. I nodded. That busy? Too busy to even find time to tell me we were over. Bai Ningbing's expression darkened. You used to be the most obedient. Why are you speaking so harshly now? I never said I wanted to break up. Obedient, again. I used to be terrified of upsetting her. She wanted a secret relationship, so I stayed hidden. She said Fang King would lose her mind, so I helped her lie to my sister. She sent flowers, and I cared for them even though I did not like them. She would not see me for a month, and I would make excuses for her. So, in her eyes, that was what being obedient meant. I looked up at her. The boyfriend she kept hidden and only treated as a fling. I am here to break up with you. Bai Ningbing's lips moved. She seemed as if she wanted to say something, but I knew it would not be an attempt to keep me. She was only relieved she did not have to be the bad guy. I continued, and do not send me flowers anymore. I really hate the flowers you send me. Confusion flickered in her eyes. Then she quickly turned away again. The last shred of hope in my heart was crushed by that expression. So she really had not picked those flowers. She did not even know what flowers I liked. Her phone rang. When Bai Ningbing saw the screen, her frown instantly eased. I did not need to guess who it was. She answered, her voice much gentler than before. What is it? They are looking for me? I will be right there. After hanging up, she looked at me. Yuan, we will talk about us later. She turned and left. Only the freshly turned earth remained in the garden. 12 years ago, she buried a wish bottle here for me. Just now, she had personally dug up Shang Huaijin's wish bottle. I crouched down, digging my fingers into the cold, hard soil. Did she still remember my wish bottle? She probably did not. I cried miserably. The villa was brightly lit, but the garden felt silent and cut off from it all. I did not know how long I cried. Then Shang Huaijin's voice suddenly came from upstairs. Annie, I have almost lost all my spending money. Come play a few rounds for me. I looked up. A figure stood on the second-floor balcony. Shang Xinci. From where she stood, she could see the entire garden. I did not know how long she had been watching, or how much she had heard. Shang Huaijin pushed open the balcony door and tried to look out. Shang Xinci raised a hand and pushed him back inside. Do not come out. It is cold. She closed the door. She did not expose me, nor did she let anyone see me like this. Fang King happened to call. Where are you? Have something to eat. Then come up and greet Annie. I hastily wiped my face and returned to the game room. A crowd had gathered at the door. Shang Xinci sat by the mahjong table in a dark suit. Her cuffs were immaculate with few chips by her hand. Fang King pulled me over. Say hello. Hello, Auntie. Shang Xinci lifted her eyes and glanced at me. She did not respond. Instinctively, I shrank behind Fang King. She must have seen me, but she did not mention the back garden. Fang King was awful at mahjong and grew frustrated after losing a few rounds. She shoved me straight into a chair. I cannot do this anymore. Yuan, take over from me. I was forced to sit across from Shang Xinci. I discarded a 5 of characters. By Ningbing discarded a 5 of characters too. Shang Xinci pushed her tiles forward. I win. By Ningbing's expression stiffened. Annie, you did not win on the last 5 of characters. Why win on mine now? Shang Xinci revealed her tiles, her tone calm. It was the last one. By Ningbing pointed at her tiles and explained. I deliberately broke up my hand to discard the same tile, just so I would not deal you a winning tile. Shang Xinci did not even raise her eyes. You threw away a good hand yourself and ended up worse off. She seemed to be talking about the game, but it did not sound like she meant only the game. After saying that, her gaze settled on me. My mind buzzed, and I quickly lowered my head to look at my tiles. At that moment, I was certain. Shang Xinci had seen it. I played the remaining rounds absent-mindedly. After several rounds, almost all the chips on the table had returned to Shang Xinci. Shang Huaijin clamored to end the game and go get a late-night meal. No one dared move. Without Shang Xinci's word, no one dared stand up. My back ached from sitting so long. I could not help shifting slightly. Shang Xinci glanced at me. Let us call it a night. Bai Ningbing immediately laid down her tiles. Then she turned to ask Shang Huaijin what he wanted to eat. Fang King teased them from the side. Oh, you care so much about Huaijin. Why not ask what the rest of us want to eat? Shang Huaijin's ears turned red. The look Bai Ningbing gave him was more openly affectionate than anything I had seen in our 2 years together. I lowered my head and stared at the mahjong table, not wanting anyone to see the humiliation on my face. A hand suddenly appeared before me. Shang Xinci pushed all the chips she had one toward me. Spending money. She paused. Consider it a meeting gift. It has been a long time, Fang Yuan. The entire game room fell silent. That pile of chips was a low 7-figure sum. My face instantly burned. Yet Shang Xinci acted as though she had merely handed me a glass of water. Shang Huaijin grumbled unhappily. Did you not win those for me, Annie? When I wanted to buy a car, you told me to ask my dad. Why are you being so generous with Yuan? Shang Xinci leaned back in her chair. Go pick one. Put it on my tab. Shang Huaijin immediately brightened. He turned and pulled Bai Ningbing along, saying they would look at cars tomorrow. But Bai Ningbing did not move. She stared at me, losing her composure in front of others for the first time. Annie, you and Fang Yuan seem quite close. Fang King stepped in to smooth things over. Nonsense. Annie knew Yuan when he was little, too. It is just a meeting gift from an elder. What are you jealous of? In truth, Shang Xinci and I were not close at all. Growing up, aside from our families visiting each other, and matters involving Shang Huaijin, I had barely spoken to her. I thanked her stiffly. Thank you, Annie. Shang Xinci did not respond. She simply picked up her coat and headed out. As the crowd dispersed, Bai Ningbing suddenly grabbed my wrist. Her voice was very low. Why were you blushing at Shang Xinci? I shook her off. What is it to you? We have already broken up. Her brows drew tightly together. I am concerned about you. Shang Xinci is not someone you can afford to provoke. I almost laughed from anger. We held hands, embraced, and dated in secret for 2 years. And now you are playing the big sister role again? My actual sister is right up ahead. I do not need your concern. Bai Ningbing stiffened. She quickly returned to normal. Stay away from her. And I hope you will not tell anyone about us. So that was why she had stopped me. She was afraid I would get close to Shang Xinci. Afraid our secret relationship would affect her pursuit of Shang Huaijin. I looked into her evasive eyes. For the first time, I felt those past 2 years had not been worth it. Do not worry. I will not tell anyone. I paused. After all, I really am a coward. Before I could finish, Ningbing hurriedly cut me off. I knew you really like me. She looked at me as if waiting for me to nod. If Huaijin had not returned, I really did consider being with you properly. But he came back. Xiao Yuan, you understand me, do you not? I looked at her for a long time. Suddenly, I did not even want to curse at her. Whatever you say. I left her behind and jogged after Fang King. After returning home, I logged into the alternate account where I documented our relationship. Over the years, I had written so much there. About the flowers she sent me. About her late-night calls. About her promise to go public on our second anniversary. About how I thought my crush could truly lead somewhere. By the final entry, I found it painful to look at. She had been afraid of leaving evidence behind. While I had treasured every bit of it, I deleted the account. Like a bowl of undercooked rice, I had swallowed it again and again. But I finally made myself spit it out. The car damaged in my last accident had not been taken in for repairs. I chose a fine morning to take it to the dealership. The moment I stepped outside, I saw the Shang family's staff moving flowers. The lily of the valley from the welcome banquet had lasted only a few days. Yet they had already withered beyond recognition. A truck blocked the road, so I could only wait to one side. A voice came from behind me. If something is ruined, throw it away. There is nothing to regret. I turned and saw Xinci. She was not wearing formal clothes today. She wore a gray coat over a beige knit top, her hair loosely pinned up. She looked gentler than she had at the banquet. Still, I instinctively straightened up. Hello, Andy. She watched me for a moment. Where are you going? To the dealership. My car needs repairs. Xinci thought for 2 seconds. Then she opened the passenger door and got in. It is on the way. Give me a ride. I froze where I stood. I had not even said which dealership I was going to. But when I thought of last night's pile of chips, I swallowed my question. That money was more than enough to pay me for a few rides. Where are you going, Annie? To pick out a car. She answered casually, as if she had made up the plan on the spot. I did not dare ask more. I gripped the steering wheel tightly. When we safely reached the dealership, I let out a long breath. The manager immediately came over when he saw Xinci. Miss Shang, Mr. Shang has arrived. He is inside. Through the glass, I saw Huaijin sitting in a test drive car. Ningbing stood beside the car, bending down to fasten his seat belt. It was only a test drive. Was that really necessary? I handed my keys to the manager and spoke quietly. Annie, you go in. I will be leaving first. Xinci stepped aside and blocked my path. Let us go in and take a look. Before I could refuse, she was already walking inside. I could only follow. The moment Huaijin saw us, he leaned his head out. Annie, what are you doing here? Xiao Yuan is here too. I gave an awkward smile. I happened to run into Annie. I am just looking around. I was standing a little too close to Xinci, so I discreetly stepped aside. Ningbing's gaze fell on me. Her expression visibly darkened. She probably thought I was deliberately trying to get close to Xinci again. Huaijin looked over one car after another. In the end, he chose the test drive car. Xinci went aside to sign the paperwork. Huaijin came over to complain to us. Mayan has no sense of romance. A female upperclassman from abroad liked her. She came to talk to her in the middle of the night, but Annie had her bodyguards escort her out. Then she scolded me the next day, saying I should not bring people home so casually. I could not help laughing out loud. I truly could not imagine what Xinci looked like when she was angry. She probably had 1,000 swear words on the tip of her tongue, but out of good manners, could not say a single one. A voice sounded behind me. What are you laughing at? My heart skipped a beat. Huaijin quickly came to my rescue. It is nothing. I told a bad joke. Xiao Yuan thought it was funny. Xinci glanced at me but did not expose me. She called Huaijin over to sign. Ningbing took the chance to come closer, lowering her voice. Xiao Yuan, your feelings are too intense. Why follow us here? I did not want you to see this either. I was genuinely speechless. Are you misunderstanding something? Is that not the case? We already made things clear. Why do you keep showing up in front of Huaijin and me? And why did you come here with Xinci? My head hurt from listening to her, so I blurted out. Is it possible it was not for you, but for Xinci? Ningbing's face changed at once. What do you mean? I know you have liked me for years. You are saying that out of spite. Do you think I would believe you? I did not want to waste any more words on her. On the way back that day, Ningbing drove. Huaijin sat in the passenger seat. Xinci and I sat in the back. She looked tired, resting against the seat with her eyes closed. The car was quiet for a while. Shang Huaijin suddenly brought up high school. Xiao Yuan really helped me out back then. If he had not gone to find Annie, my mother would have chewed me out. I smiled. After riding in your family's car for so long, it was only right that I helped out. Shang Huaijin sighed wistfully. We used to go to school and come home together. Whenever the driver was late, we would buy snacks. We would sit straighter than we did during exams, and sometimes Annie would come pick us up. As he spoke, he suddenly asked me, "But why did you suddenly take leave from school in your senior year? I did not even get to see you before I went abroad." My smile froze. Wet pavement, a dark alleyway. It was what I least wanted to talk about. Ningbing looked at me through the rearview mirror, as if waiting for an answer. She had never asked, and I had never told her. I opened my mouth, but my throat felt clogged. Shang Huaijin. Shang Xinci opened her eyes. She lightly kicked the passenger seat. I am resting. Do not make noise. Shang Huaijin immediately fell silent. The car fell quiet. That night, I received a message from Ningbing. She asked why I had looked so pale in the car. Half an hour later, she asked again, what exactly had happened during my senior year? I did not reply. I blocked her outright. Fang knocked and came in. She set a cup of warm milk beside my bed. I heard from Mom and Dad that you are moving out after the new year. I nodded. After the new year, I would begin the second semester of my junior year. I found an internship far from home. Commuting back and forth would be inconvenient. Fang was silent for a moment. I will help you choose a place. The security has to be good. You will be living alone, so be careful about everything. I looked up at her. Sis, you are so naggy. She ruffled my hair and called me heartless. But she could not hide the worry in her eyes at all. I did not sleep well that night. That damp alley appeared in my dreams again. When I woke up, my pillow was soaked. The Lunar New Year arrived soon after. On New Year's Eve, Fang dragged me off the sofa. She said she was taking me to see the New Year lights by the lake. A group had already gathered by the artificial lake in the villa complex. Shang Huaijin was wrapped in a scarf, stamping his feet from the cold. Ningbing smiled and unwound her own scarf. She was just about to wrap it around him when she spotted Fang and me from the corner of her eye and froze. The scene was far too familiar. At this time last year, she had put a scarf around me by the lake too. She had watched the New Year lights with me. She had said, "May every year be like today." Thinking back, it was rather ironic. Shang Huaijin handed me the camera. Xiao Yuan, you take great pictures. Take one of Sister Ningbing and me. Ningbing stood beside him and did not refuse. I raised the camera. The moment I pressed the shutter, the lights across the lake shimmered behind them. In the frame, they stood side by side. In 2 years of dating, Ningbing had never taken a single photo with me. Yet I personally took a picture of her with someone else. Shang Xinci's profile appeared in the corner of the photo. Only then did I realize she was there too. She stood far away like an observer. Shang Huaijin was delighted and called everyone over for a group photo. Fang tried to take the camera and told me to join them. I looked at her hand in a cast and shook my head. I will take the picture. Besides, I did not want to be in the same photo as Ningbing. Shang Xinci was pulled into the center of the group. Before the shutter clicked, she suddenly called to me. Fang Yuan, come here. I stood there, camera in hand, completely confused. If I join the photo, who will take it? Someone immediately took the camera from my hands. I will take it, go on. I naturally took a spot at the very edge. Shang Xinci turned around. Come here. I was pushed to her side. Shang Huaijin stood on her other side. Ningbing stood behind us. 3, 2, 1. The instant the shutter clicked, Shang Xinci lifted an arm around my shoulders. Happy New Year, Fang Yuan. My whole body went rigid. When the photo was developed later, everyone's expressions were priceless. I stood very close to Shang Xinci, my mouth slightly open. Shang Xinci wore a rare, open smile. Behind us, Ningbing was glaring at the hand on my shoulder. But later, Ningbing's face in that photo was crossed out with a pen by Shang Xinci. I suspected she had done it on purpose. On the first day of the Lunar New Year, Mom and Dad dragged Fang and me out of bed. We went to the Shang family home to offer New Year greetings. Old Master Shang was elderly, but still full of energy. He gave me a red envelope, but I quickly tried to refuse it. Shang Huaijin handed me the group photo developed from last night. Look, Xiao Yuan, your expression is hilarious. Shang Xinci's smile in the photo stunned me for several seconds. I instinctively looked through the floor-to-ceiling window. She was on the phone. From behind, she still seemed difficult to approach. I handed the photo to old Master Shang. He adjusted his reading glasses and his smile faltered. Soon, he turned a warm look on my parents again. Yuan is such a sensible boy. I like him. Huaijin has been a handful since he was little. With a friend like Yuan by his side, I can rest easy. I was just about to say something polite when old Master Shang suddenly changed the subject. How about I take Yuan in as my honorary grandson? Our families will be closer that way. My mind went blank. My parents were deeply honored and quickly agreed. Old Master Shang had someone bring something over. He said it was a welcoming gift for his honorary grandson. Before I could process it, Xinci came inside after finishing her call. Xinci, old Master Shang called out to her. I have taken Yuan in as my honorary grandson. From now on, he will call you Annie. So, when he calls you Annie, it will be in the true family sense. You must look after him just as you do Huaijin. Xinci stopped in her tracks. She glanced at me, her expression much colder than before. Old Master Shang's voice turned stern as well. It is settled. Do not forget your place. The mood in the room instantly turned tense. Xinci said nothing and turned to go upstairs. She only left behind one sentence. There is still work to do at the company. I stood there, clutching the welcoming gift. My thoughts were a complete mess. She probably did not want to acknowledge me as her honorary nephew. Huaijin quickly pulled me upstairs. He insisted that I help him pick out clothes. I am going out with Sister Ningbing tomorrow. Which outfit do you think I should wear? He was smiling, as though he truly looked forward to it. I looked at him and asked anyway. Do you like her? Huaijin froze for a moment. Then he quickly smiled. She treats me well, and she is right for me. That did not sound like Huaijin. Ever since childhood, he only wanted what he loved most. He never settled. I was just about to ask more when my gaze fell on the photo beside his bed. The photo showed snow in another country. Huaijin was held in a man's arms. His eyes were red. That man looked vaguely familiar, but I could not remember who he was. Huaijin's eyes reddened too. I knew I should not ask anymore. So I made an excuse and left. In the hallway, the study door suddenly opened. A hand pulled me inside. I was about to speak when Xinci had already shut the door. She stood very close to me, close enough that I could catch her faint, crisp scent. Annie, what are you doing? Xinci looked at me, her breathing slightly unsteady. Fang Yuan, I am only 8 years older than you. Her voice was low. You do not have to call me something that makes me sound so old. I was a little bewildered. Fang King and Bai Ningbing both called her Annie. Why was it not okay when I said it? I turned my head to avoid her gaze. Xinci quickly stepped half a pace back. Sorry. I hurriedly pushed open the door and ran out. Something was wrong with her. At the very least, she was acting very strange. At the stairs, Bai Ningbing had just come up carrying a cup of hot tea. She happened to run into me. Seeing my flushed face, she hurried over. She raised the back of her hand toward my forehead. Do you have a fever? A few days ago, I messaged you to remind you to stay warm, but you blocked me. I brushed her hand aside. I am fine. Your face is this red, and you say you are fine. Without me, can you not even take care of yourself? Annoyed, I pushed her away. I said I am fine. Bai Ningbing's hand trembled, spilling the hot tea from her cup. A few drops splashed onto the top of my foot. The pain made me crouch down. Bai Ningbing panicked and bent down, about to pick me up. Huaijin happened to come out of his room. Her hands froze in midair. A pair of hands reached in from the side and stopped her. Xinci picked me up. Then she carried me into the nearest room. Resting in her arms, I heard her steady heartbeat. She set me on the bathroom counter. She took off my sock, then rinsed the top of my foot with cold water. It hurt badly at first, but gradually the pain eased. I looked down at her. Xinci, usually so aloof and untouchable, was half kneeling before me now, using a cotton swab to apply medicine to my foot. Her touch was very gentle. Bai Ningbing stood there, her expression dark and ugly. Annie, you certainly take good care of your honorary nephew. Are you not getting a little too close? Xinci did not even look up. I only have one nephew. She paused. Also, this is my private room. Please leave. Bai Ningbing's face turned livid, but she left in the end. I sat on the edge of Xinci's bed. Only then did I begin to feel awkward. Just as I tried to stand, she pressed a hand onto my shoulder. Sit still. Do not move around. She placed my foot on her knee and continued applying the medicine. I held it in for a long time, but could not anymore. Annie, do you really dislike me that much? Xinci's hand paused. Why would you think that? Grandpa Shang made me his honorary grandson. Did you not object to that? She gave a short laugh. The old man has ulterior motives. I will not accept that title. She looked up at me. It is not that I hate you. The knot in my chest loosened, but I asked softly. Then, on the night of the welcome banquet, did you see me in the garden? Shang Xinci did not answer immediately. After finishing with the medicine, she finally spoke. I saw you. My fingers curled tight. Then you know about my relationship with Bai Ningbing. Her expression cooled. I know. What about Huaijin then? Shang Xinci tapped my forehead with her knuckle. You still have the energy to worry about someone else. She capped the ointment. Huaijin will not fall for her. It is all wishful thinking on her part. Fang King could not carry me, so Shang Xinci carried me downstairs. Then Fang King helped me home. As we went downstairs, Bai Ningbing was sitting in the living room. Her eyes followed me the entire time. I shot her a fierce glare. Fang King noticed and asked in confusion, Why are you looking at her like that? Xiaobing accidentally burned you. Are you holding a grudge? I immediately played along. Yes, sis. The moment I see her, my foot starts hurting. Do not bring her to our house for a while. Fang King nodded thoughtfully. Sure enough, early the next morning, Bai Ningbing came over under a pretext. Fang King blocked her at the door with one hand. Weren't you going out with Huaijin? What are you doing at my house? Bai Ningbing's voice came from outside. After burning Xiao Yuan like that, how can I possibly feel like going out? Let me come in and see him. I sat on the sofa watching at him, fully prepared. Fang King answered for me. Do not come in. My brother cannot stand seeing you lately. Maybe the burn traumatized him. Bai Ningbing was shut out. Fang King returned to the sofa and handed me her phone. Oh, right. Shang Xinci asked me to share your WeChat with her. She said you were injured at the Shang residence, so she has a responsibility to follow up on your recovery. When I said nothing, she added, I know you are timid and do not like dealing with people you do not know well. Want me to turn her down for you? No. I looked up so fast that I startled Fang King. Send it to her. I hurried to explain myself. She is an elder. After all, it would be rude to refuse. 10 minutes later, Shang Xinci's friend request came through. Her profile picture was solid black. Her display name was blank. Her social feed was completely empty. Like her, it revealed nothing to anyone. Her first message said, Feeling better? I replied, Much better. Thank you, Annie. Her chat showed she was typing several times. But in the end, she sent nothing. After the spring festival, I was due to start my internship. The company was far from home, so Fang King bought me a small apartment nearby. She also stuffed my bag with all sorts of self-defense tools. If anything happens, call your sister. You are living alone, so be careful about everything. For the first time, I felt that Fang King was actually very dependable. A few days after moving in, I received a message from Shang Xinci. I heard you moved out for your internship. I replied, Yes, it is a little far from home. After a long while, she sent 3 words. Send me your location. I sent her my location. She did not reply again. The next evening, I had just finished a design draft after working late. My phone lit up. I am waiting downstairs. I ran to the entrance of my apartment building. A Bentley was parked by the curb. The driver's window rolled down, revealing Shang Xinci's face. Annie, what are you doing here? I had a business dinner nearby. I stopped by to see you. Since when do business dinners not require a driver? I pulled on the back door. It would not open. Shang Xinci kept her eyes ahead. Sit in front. I had no choice but to sit in the passenger seat. She took me to a private restaurant. It was tucked away, but the atmosphere was excellent. There was no menu. Shang Xinci asked what I wanted to eat. I casually named a few dishes. Sure enough, they could make them all. During dinner, she asked about my work environment and whether I was settling into the apartment, as if speaking to an elder. I answered her respectfully. Finally, she suddenly asked, Has Bai Ningbing contacted you again? I shook my head. I blocked her number and WeChat. Besides, she and Shang Huaijin have been getting very close lately. Yesterday, I even saw a post on Shang Huaijin's social feed. He posted photos of the 2 of them at a concert. After dinner, Shang Xinci drove me back to my apartment. Work had been exhausting lately, and her car was so quiet that I drifted off without realizing it. When I woke up, she was very close. Close enough for me to see her lowered lashes. One hand was braced beside my waist. My mind froze for 2 seconds. I was still wondering whether I should close my eyes. Click! The seatbelt buckle released. Shang Xinci leaned back. Her tone was even. You looked uncomfortable while sleeping. So, I unfastened it for you. I immediately felt like an idiot. Thank you, Annie. I should go. I fled from the car. Out of the corner of my eye, Shang Xinci's car remained parked by the curb. She did not leave right away. Only after I reached the entrance to my building did she start the car. My phone chimed. Call me if anything happens. Stay safe. I stared at those words, my face burning. When I looked up again, I saw Ningbing standing beside the entrance. She was holding a bag, as though she had been waiting a long time. I reached to take it from her, but she would not let go. Why did Shang Xinci drive you home? What business is it of yours? I've been waiting since 7. You blocked my number and WeChat. I could not exactly tell Fang King. And after all that, I saw you get out of Shang Xinci's car. Ningbing kept her voice low. Did I not warn you to stay away from her? I checked the time. It was already past 9. I had slept for a long time in Shang Xinci's car. Are you that afraid I will tell Shang Xinci? I looked at her calmly. Do not worry. I did not tell her, but she already knows. Ningbing's expression changed. She knows. She quickly grew agitated again. Never mind that for now. Even if you still like me, no matter how heartbroken you are, you can find someone else, but not Shang Xinci. She is not a good person. Her attitude made me laugh in anger. What is wrong with you? I don't like you anymore. Ningbing looked as though she had heard a joke. You do not like me anymore. Then who do you like? Shang Xinci. I was sick of this. Yes, I like her. Is that enough for you? Ningbing's pupils contracted. She clutched the bag tightly, her knuckles turning white. Yuan, do not be ridiculous. I can pretend I did not hear what you said today. But if I catch you seeing Shang Xinci again, I will tell Fang King. She will stop you, just like I will. I snatched the bag from her. Do whatever you want. As I walked past her, Ningbing suddenly said, Shang Xinci once beat someone so badly, they nearly ended up permanently disabled. I stopped short. Do you know why Wang Dateng has never dared come back? Because the person who attacked him back then was Shang Xinci. I did not turn around. Ningbing was no longer worthy of my trust. But Fang King had also told me to stay away from Shang Xinci. After I went home that night, I called Fang King. No matter how I questioned her, she only had one thing to say. Stay away from Shang Xinci. For a while after that, Shang Xinci messaged me, but I barely replied. When I went home on weekends, I also tried to avoid the Shang family. The next time we met was at my birthday party in early spring. Despite my objections, my parents still threw me a rather large party. Shang Xinci arrived very late. She wore a crisp black suit, as if she had rushed straight from the office. I stood on the curved staircase, my gaze helplessly drawn to her. The image of her tending my wounds resurfaced in my mind. Could someone like her really beat someone badly enough to put them in the hospital? Shang Xinci seemed to sense my gaze. She looked up at me, just as our eyes were about to meet. Ningbing called to me from behind. Yuan, happy birthday. She took out a carefully wrapped gift. I thanked her casually, and had a servant take it away. There was still a flicker of hope in Ningbing's eyes. Will you not open it and have a look? This gift, you will definitely like it. I looked downstairs. Sister Ningbing, Huaijin is over there. Go to him. At that form of address, her expression changed. I did not want to keep going back and forth with her. Everyone is watching. Are you sure you want to dredge up the past here? Ningbing looked terrible. In the end, she said nothing more. I had just decided to find a corner and sit down, when Fang King's suppressed, furious voice came from the door. How dare you come here? I looked up. A man with a crutch stood in the doorway. Old scars marked his face, and he walked with a limp. The moment I saw that face, the sound of rain flooded my ears. A damp alleyway, a dead streetlight, an umbrella crushed underfoot. My fingers began to tremble. At some point, Shang Xinci had come to my side. She grabbed my arm to steady me. I instinctively tried to pull away, but she gripped me tighter. Do not be afraid. She stepped in front of me. I will take you somewhere to rest. Behind us, Wang Dateng drawled with a laugh. Happy birthday, Fang Yuan. You still remember me, right? I have remembered you for years. Fang King's voice exploded. Wang Dateng, say one more word and see what happens. The ballroom descended into chaos. I could not make out what anyone was saying. Shang Xinci supported me as she led me toward the lounge. Her hand rested on my back, stroking it gently again and again. Take a deep breath. I am here. But I could not hold on. My vision went black. and I passed out. I had a very long dream. In it, I was still wearing my school uniform, holding a clear umbrella over my head. It was late autumn of my senior year. The ground was full of puddles. I walked slowly, afraid of splashing mud onto my shoes. Shang Huaijin had skipped tutoring that day, and had the driver pick him up early. It was already 8 at night when I left tutoring. I called Fang. It was noisy on her end, like people were cheering and egging each other on. I asked if she could pick me up. She said she had something important to do. The rain was not heavy, so she told me to get a cab. It had been an ordinary day, but I ran into Wang Dateng at the mouth of an alley. He and several others blocked my path. Fang Yuan, I really like you. His smile made my skin crawl. I was afraid of him, because Wang Dateng had been spoiled rotten since childhood. Whatever he wanted, he took. If he could not have it, he destroyed it. I backed away, trying to get around him, but he stepped on my umbrella. Aren't you such a good boy? Lower your head from me, and I'll let you go today. My palms were slick with sweat. I don't want to talk to you. Wang Dateng's face darkened. He had someone snatch my phone. They forced me against the wall. Then let's shoot a video. Let everyone see just how high and mighty the Fang family's young master really is. My whole body went rigid. I knew that once the video was posted, I would never be able to clear my name. I tried to run. They shoved me to the ground. Dirty water splashed all over me. I could not make a sound. Just when I was about to break, someone charged in from the alley entrance. They held a long black umbrella. Its handle struck the ground with a heavy thud. Wang Dateng's men panicked first. That voice was terrifyingly cold. Hand over the phone. I do not remember much of what happened afterward. I only remember Fang arriving, holding me tightly, apologizing over and over. After that, I locked myself in my room. The curtains stayed drawn, and I lost all sense of day or night. At my worst, I could not even eat. Then one day, I received an anonymous package. When I opened it, there was a bouquet of lilies of the valley inside. The card listed their meaning: a return to sweetness and happiness. They say those who receive lilies of the valley are blessed by luck. Holding that bouquet, for the first time, I felt that maybe I could get better. When I woke, my parents and Fang were beside my bed. Ningbing stood in the doorway. I could only see her shoulders shaking violently. Fang had not slept all night. Her eyes were bloodshot. I'm sorry, Xiao Yuan. I did not know he would get out early. Wang Dateng was sent to prison back then. The Wang family spent a fortune burying the news. They only told the public that he had gone abroad to study. Now the Wang family was on the rise, and he got out early too. Fang made a call outside the door. She could not keep her voice down. Wang ran. This is your final warning. Do not let your brother come near mine again. If there is a next time, forget about that leg of his. The Wang family will not get off easy either. I heard her, but I did not ask. Fang hands kept trembling. That old incident, for her, was not something a simple apology could put behind her. I recuperated at home for a month. Then I said I wanted to return to work. My parents finally gave in. They arranged a bodyguard and driver for me. They would not leave until they saw me inside my apartment. The moment I reached my floor, I ran into Ningbing carrying bags in both hands. She turned her head aside, as if pretending she was merely passing by. I was at a loss for words. What are you doing here? Ningbing stammered. This place is close to work. I moved into the apartment above yours. If anything happens, call me first. Her company and this place were in completely opposite directions. The elevator doors opened. I had barely stepped out when the apartment door across from mine suddenly opened. Xinci stood there, holding a bag of trash. Our eyes met. I froze. Ningbing, still in the elevator, froze too. Annie, why are you coming out of here? Xinci did not answer. She walked to my door, then crouched down. She pulled a key from beneath the doormat. Ningbing had secretly left it there. Xinci slipped the key into her pocket. Come to me if you need anything. She looked up at me. I'm very close by. I looked at her, unable to say anything for a moment. That night, I got a call from old Master Shang. His voice was gentle. I heard Xinci move near you. Just think of her as your real aunt. He paused. Xinci will be getting engaged soon. Come celebrate with your family. After I hung up, a hollow emptiness opened inside me. Even an idiot could see it. Old Master Shang had taken me as his god-grandson, just to put Xinci and me in the position of family. Xinci was right. The old man was quite devious. I was thoroughly annoyed, so I started opening my birthday presents. Fang had given me a fixed deposit again. Tacky as always. Shang Huaijin gave me tickets to a meet and greet with the idol we liked back in high school. By Ningbing gave me a small courtyard. It was a design project I had once casually said I wanted to visit. A belated attempt to please me only made it seem more ironic. Shang Xinci's gift was a thin envelope. Inside was a photograph and documents for a property. The photo showed a Finnish estate blanketed in lilies of the valley. They were not cut flowers already close to withering, but fresh fields of lilies of the valley still growing in the soil. I stared at the photograph for a long time. How did she know? Just then, my phone lit up. Shang Xinci had sent a message. Want some late-night food? I replied. No, thanks. Thanks, Annie. She replied quickly. Don't call me Annie. I deliberately did not reply. A few minutes later, the doorbell rang. Shang Xinci stood at my door with a bowl of wontons. Aren't you going to invite me in? I folded my arms and smiled deliberately. That might not be appropriate at this hour, with Annie visiting her godnephew's home. Shang Xinci frowned. What did the old man tell you? He said Annie is getting engaged. He even told me to set aside money for your engagement gift, counting on her indulgence. I kept teasing her. So, how big a wedding gift should your nephew give Annie? Shang Xinci's expression darkened further. How come I do not know that I am getting engaged? She squeezed past me into the apartment, setting the wontons in the entryway. A little panicked, I reached out to push her. What are you doing? With one hand, she caught both my wrists and gently pressed them to her chest. Call me that one more time. She lowered her head and kissed me. Her breath was so close, carrying emotions she had suppressed for so long. My mind went blank for a moment. When we parted, the tips of Shang Xinci's ears were slightly red, yet she pretended to be perfectly calm. The wontons are getting cold. Eat first. I sat on the carpet with the bowl of wontons. My thoughts were a complete mess. She sat on the couch, watching me. I ate very slowly, thinking as I ate what I should ask her later. Ask about the lilies of the valley. Ask about that day in the alley. Ask when she had first noticed me. Once I finished the wontons, I was just about to stand when my toe struck the edge of the coffee table. I cried out in pain. Shang Xinci reached out and pulled me onto her lap. My whole body went rigid. She had a very clean, fresh scent. I could not resist, leaning closer to smell her. Shang Xinci's breathing caught. I asked softly, what body wash do you use? A crack appeared in her composed expression. Fang Yuan, you did that on purpose. I shook my head wildly, like a rattle. Just then, the doorbell rang. Xiao Yuan, I heard you cry out. What happened to you? By Ningbing knocked urgently. I quickly climbed off Shang Xinci's lap and limped over to open the door. The moment I opened it, By Ningbing grabbed me and looked me over. What just happened? Why is your face so red? You are not even wearing socks. I only wanted to send her away as quickly as possible. I'm fine. Go back upstairs. She was about to say more, but her gaze passed over me and suddenly froze. Shang Xinci stepped up behind me and gently brushed By Ningbing's hand away. By Ningbing's expression darkened frighteningly. She looked at me for a long time. In the end, she said nothing and turned away. Shang Xinci shut the door. She leaned close to my ear, her voice slightly cold. Why can't you keep your eyes off her? I turned around and pushed Shang Xinci out as well. Both of you are keeping me from sleeping. After that, life was quiet for a while. By Ningbing did not come looking for me in person again, but unfamiliar numbers called from time to time. On the other end, she sounded drunk, calling my name over and over. I hung up every time. Shang Xinci, on the other hand, came by often. She did not seem busy at all lately. Every few days, she brought me late-night snacks. I gained nearly 9 pounds in a month. That day, she said she had an online meeting that evening and would come over later to watch a movie with me. The bodyguards escorted me to my apartment door and did not leave until they saw me unlock it. I picked out a movie in the living room. A romantic movie? A suspenseful horror movie? Or maybe a family film? So, Xinci could see what a real aunt should be like. As I browsed the list, the light suddenly went out. My finger froze. The power should not trip this easily in a luxury apartment. I called Shang Xinci first. She did not answer. She was probably still in her meeting. Then I messaged the bodyguards, asking them to come upstairs and check. The instant I sent it, faint sounds came from outside the door. I did not go over. I turned on my phone's recorder and slipped it into my pocket. Then I sent my location to Fang King and Shang Xinci. The doorbell camera was black, as if someone had covered it. Then Wang Dateng's voice came from outside. Fang Yuan, I know you're in there. A chill ran down my back. He had not gotten inside. Soon, I heard someone prying at the lock. I took the self-defense device from my bag and backed toward the window. A few seconds later, several people outside began speaking in hushed voices. Wang Dateng was not alone. I suddenly understood. He was not trying to sneak inside. He was trying to force me out. The hallway was too narrow, and the camera was blocked. The bodyguards were still on their way. I held out inside for more than 10 minutes. At last, Xinci called back. The moment I answered, her voice was terrifyingly cold. "Do not open the door. I'm here." A commotion broke out outside. I heard Wang Dateng curse. Xinci must have already reached the ground floor. But the next second, a crashing sound came from the emergency stairwell. Wang Dateng's men retreated through the stairwell. Through the peephole, I saw the hallway was empty. No, it was too quiet. I did not open the door right away. Instead, I kept messaging Fang. "Downstairs. They might be downstairs." Xinci did not text back. She only sent a voice message. "I'm coming to you. Stay inside." But I heard the elevator alarm. Someone had jammed the building's fire doors. Gritting my teeth, I grabbed my phone and self-defense device. Then I took the stairs down the other side. The moment I reached the back alley on the first floor, Wang Dateng and his men blocked my way. He leaned on a crutch, smiling grotesquely. "You've gotten bold. Calling for backup now?" I gripped my phone tightly. "What do you want?" "Nothing much." Wang Dateng lifted his chin. The man behind him pointed a phone at me. "Record an apology video for the Wang family. Say what happened back then was a misunderstanding. Say the Fang and Shang families used their power to bully us and ruin my life." I stared into the camera. So that was it. The Wang family wanted to make a comeback. So they first had to clear the old case. They did not dare hurt me openly. So they wanted to force me to change my story. I slipped my hand into my pocket, confirming the recording was still on. "What if I refuse?" Wang Dateng smiled. "Then I'll make sure the company where you enter knows that you're trouble. We'll let everyone in your complex know that you and Xinci have something going on. You will never have peace again." He stepped closer. "Fang Yuan, weren't you always terrified of being seen?" My palms were soaked with sweat. But this time, I did not lower my head. "Then record it." Wang Dateng froze for a moment. I raised my phone. "I'm recording too. Every word you just said." I sent it all to Fang and Xinci. Wang Dateng's expression changed sharply. The man behind him reached for my phone. I stepped back and thrust out my self-defense device. Brakes screeched at the mouth of the alley. Xinci got out of the car. Bodyguards followed behind her. Ningbing ran in from the other side too. Her face was terribly pale. Seeing the situation turn against him, Wang Dateng turned to leave. Xinci's voice was icy. "Stop them." The bodyguards immediately pinned them down. As Wang Dateng struggled, the man beside him raised the metal bar in his hand and swung it at me. Ningbing lunged forward and blocked it for me. There was a dull thud. Her shoulders slammed into the wall, and her face turned white instantly. Xinci yanked me behind her. She glanced at Ningbing, then turned to Wang Dateng. "This time, we have enough evidence." Fang arrived soon after. When she saw I was unharmed, she checked me over from head to toe. Once she confirmed I was not hurt, she turned to charge at Wang Dateng. I held her back. "Sis, don't." I handed her the recording and video. "The police will be here soon. Do not dirty your hands because of him." Fang's eyes were red with rage, but she finally lowered her fist. Ningbing sat on the steps at the alley entrance. Her shoulder hurt too much to lift. She looked at me, her voice hoarse. "Xiao Yuan, can you look at me?" I looked at her once. "Thank you." Just those two words. Ningbing's face turned even paler than before. Xinci took my hand. Her palm was cold. She said nothing, but I could feel that she was trembling too. That day, Wang Dateng was taken away. The Wang family tried to suppress the news, but failed. The recordings, videos, surveillance footage, and bodyguard testimony. It was all there. This time, it was not something a few adults could settle behind closed doors by saying. The kids didn't know any better, and making it all go away. Ningbing was taken to the hospital for her shoulder injury. Xinci walked me back to my apartment. At my door, she finally spoke. "I'm sorry." I looked up. "Why are you apologizing?" She looked at me, her voice low. "I should have gotten there sooner that day." I froze. Old memories slowly pieced themselves together. A rainy night, a black umbrella, an icy voice. The person who told me to hand over my phone. The person who saved me that day really was Xinci. After what happened with Wang Dateng, Fang King finally told me the truth about that year. When she arrived that day, Shang Xinci was already shielding me behind her. Wang Dateng lay on the ground. The phone and recording equipment had been tossed aside. I was so terrified that I would not let anyone near me. Only when I heard Fang King's voice did I dare look up. Later, the Shang and Fang families suppressed the news together. Shang Xinci said not to bring it up in front of me again. So I never knew. After hearing it all, I turned to Shang Xinci. She sat on the sofa, pretending to be innocent. I was afraid you'd be scared. My eyes stung. So, you sent those lilies of the valley too? Yes. I looked down at my hands. I thought those flowers had been sent to me by mistake. I thought I had survived on some inexplicable stroke of luck. But that was not it. When things were hardest for me, someone had truly seen me. Ningbing was not badly hurt, but she was sent away to recuperate. Before leaving, she sent me a long message. She said she only learned later that Shang Xinci had asked her to bury a wish bottle for me that year too. She said Shang Xinci had seen me before she ever did. She also said she was sorry. I read it, but did not reply. Some apologies come too late. A few days later, Fang King brought me the things Ningbing had left behind. An old box. Inside were several drafts I had written back then, along with a list of gifts she had never given me over the years. Fang King asked if I wanted to keep them. I flipped through the pages, then closed the box. No, please send it back for me. Fang King watched me for a moment, but did not try to persuade me. She simply took the box and closed the door behind her. Only then did I realize that truly letting someone go was not as dramatic as I had imagined. It simply meant I no longer wanted to look through her things, or prove that she had once wronged me. Shang Xinci, meanwhile, used the excuse that I was still shaken to come and go from my home openly. She had only scraped the back of her hand, yet she held it out in front of me. It hurts. I looked at the faintest red mark imaginable. President Shang, if you'd come half a day later, it would have healed by itself. Shang Xinci did not even blink. Then put medicine on it now. Fang King came to visit me now and then. The moment she entered, she saw Shang Xinci sitting on my sofa, looking as natural as if she owned the place. She was silent for several seconds. Did I come at a bad time? No. Actually, you did. Fang King's expression became even more complicated. Before long, old Master Shang could not sit still either. He invited me to the Shang residence for dinner. At dinner, the old man smiled as he placed food on my plate. Yuan, you and Xinci may live close to each other, but she is still your elder in the family. She has no sense of boundaries, and you're still young. You must not go along with her nonsense. My chopsticks paused. Shut up. Shang Huaijin was peeling grapes beside us. He immediately stuffed one into old Master Shang's mouth. Grandpa, say less. Keep talking, and my aunt will really be single for life. Old Master Shang was silenced by the grape, and he was so furious his beard nearly bristled. Shang Xinci leaned back in her chair. Her finger lightly tapped the tabletop. That made-up family connection was your idea. I never accepted it. I lowered my head and ate quietly, not daring to speak. Fang King later came to the Shang residence too. She had grown much bolder now. She even dared to call Shang Xinci by name. But when she came for advice with the project proposal, she still stood ramrod straight. Shang Xinci flipped through the pages and gave her a blunt verdict. A money-losing disaster. Fang King sheepishly gathered up her proposal. Before leaving, she pulled me aside. Actually, the one who saved you that day. I know. It was Shang Xinci. Fang King's eyes reddened again. I've always felt so sorry for you. I patted her back. It's all in the past. After Fang King left, I turned and glared at Shang Xinci. When did you start liking me? Shang Xinci thought about it seriously for a long time. I don't remember. I pinched her ear. Are you getting old? Is your memory failing? Annie. At that title, Shang Xinci's expression immediately darkened. I hurried to soothe her. I won't call you that anymore. She looked at me, speaking slowly. It's not like you can't call me that. I quickly covered her mouth. Don't say another word. Her eyes smiled, but she finally stopped teasing me. Later, the matter with the Wang family was resolved. This time, Wang Dateng faced charges of threats and unlawful restraint, as well as inciting others to secretly film videos. It also uncovered the Wang family's buried crimes from over the years. The police took everyone involved away for questioning. The Wang family tried to find someone to plead their case. When Fang King heard, she laughed at home for 10 whole minutes. She said Shang Xinci finally had a little human warmth. I thought she always had been. She had only hidden that humanity too deeply. So deeply that for years, I was the only one who failed to see it. After hearing that assessment, Xinci looked at me over her glass of water. I didn't seem human before. No. Then, what was I? You were too expensive to seem quite human. Xinci set down her glass. I quickly scooted to the other end of the sofa. She did not come after me. She only looked at me coolly. Fang Yuan. I was wrong. I surrendered at once. Only then was Xinci satisfied. She reached over and pushed the ointment toward me. My hand still hurts. Put it on for me. That faint red mark was already nearly healed. Still, I opened the ointment and spread a thin layer over it. She watched my hands without saying anything. I did not press her either. Some things, even if she did not say them, I was slowly learning to understand. After Xinci had completely dealt with the Wang family, she took me to the Shang family garden. The weather had warmed up. The garden had been freshly turned over. All traces of the previous banquet had vanished. She held a small trowel. I stood beside her, and suddenly had a feeling. Xinci turned to look at me. Do you remember your wish bottle? I froze. Of course I didn't remember it. I was so young then. All I remembered was by Ningbing crouching on the ground, asking if I wanted to write one. I thought she was the one who had seen me. Xinci crouched down. She began digging. She was not particularly skilled at it. The cuffs of her suit were soon smeared with dirt. I was a little worried. Stop. Don't do it. Let me do it. She would not let me. I remember where it is. The soil was turned over bit by bit. Before long, a small yellowed glass bottle emerged. Xinci picked it up, wiped it clean with a handkerchief, and handed it to me. Take a look. I took the bottle. My fingertips trembled slightly. The paper inside had yellowed. Its corners curled up. When I unfolded it, there was something written by my younger self. A crookedly scrawled sentence. I hope someone sees me. The writing was ugly, but earnest. Tears immediately spilled down my face. Xinci became a little flustered. What's wrong? I wiped at them again and again, but I could not wipe them away. For all those years, I always thought I was the one standing at the back of every crowd. Fang never saw me. My Ningbing only looked back once in a while. Huaijin was always surrounded by people. I was like a drab, dusty shadow. But it turned out someone had always seen me. I threw myself into Xinci's arms. Someone had been seeing me all along. Xinci held me close. Her palm settled against my back. Her voice was soft. Yes, from very early on. Muffled against her chest. I suddenly remembered something. Then why did you have by Ningbing bury one for me back then? Xinci fell silent for a few seconds. I was standing too far away then. She lowered her gaze to me. I was afraid that if I spoke to you, you would be even more scared. My nose stung. So, you had someone else be the one to see me? Not to take my place. Xinci took the glass bottle. I wanted you to know that you could have one too. I looked at the wish bottle in her hand, and suddenly understood so many things. Why she gave me Lily of the Valley. Why she moved in across from me. Why, whenever I was about to fall, she always reached out and caught me. She had not appeared out of nowhere. She had simply been standing where I could not see her for a very long time. Later, I took the wish bottle home. I carefully flattened the paper again and added it to my photo album. On the album's first page was that group photo from New Year's Eve. Xinci had her arm around my shoulder, looking far too beautiful to be the cold President Shang from the rumors. By Ningbing's face had been crossed out. I asked Xinci, did you really do this? She leafed through her documents without even looking up. My hand slipped. I looked at the black line that had clearly been drawn 3 times. That was quite a deliberate slip. Xinci closed the file. I don't like her standing behind you. I paused. Then I could not hold back a laugh. She looked up at me. What are you laughing at? I'm laughing because you finally seem human. Xinci raised a brow. I didn't before? You did. I thought about it. Like a very expensive, but not very down-to-earth statue. She went silent for 2 seconds. Fang Yuan. I immediately surrendered. I was wrong, all right. She walked over and took the photo album from my hands. Your punishment is having dinner with me. That counts as punishment. I booked us a trip to Lily of the Valley Manor. I froze. The one in Finland? Yes. Xinci pushed a photograph toward me. We'll go when the flowers bloom. I looked at the vast field of Lily of the Valley and suddenly remembered, many years ago, that unsigned package. The card had read, return to sweetness and happiness. Back then, I did not dare believe I could ever get better. But now, it seemed I really had moved on. Not because someone made me forget the past, but because someone walked that road with me all over again. Later, Bai Ningbing returned home once. She asked to meet me. I went. At the cafe, she had grown much thinner and much quieter. She slid a small box toward me. Inside was an old coin. It had been dug up beside the wish bottle. Bai Ningbing lowered her head. I used to think I was the first to see you. She smiled, but it was a bitter smile. Only later did I learn that I was merely standing in a place someone else had pointed out to me. I did not take the coin. Bai Ningbing, it's all in the past. Her eyes reddened. I know. She looked at me and said earnestly, Xiao Yuan, I'm sorry. And one more thing. I wish you happiness. This time. I nodded. Thank you. When I walked out of the cafe, Shang Xinci's car was waiting by the curb. I opened the passenger door and got in. She did not ask what we had talked about. She only handed me a cup of hot milk tea. Drink half. We still have dinner tonight. I took it and smiled. President Shang, you're getting better and better at taking care of people. She started the car. I only know how to take care of you. I held the cup of milk tea, its warmth slowly spreading from my palms. The streetlights came on outside the window. Suddenly, I felt that the child who once stood at the back of the crowd no longer had to desperately chase after someone's receding figure, because this time, someone had stopped to wait for me, and someone was holding my